Hey guys, I'm Kate, Plastic Free Mermaid, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the podcast that I launched called the Mercast. Yeah, I found myself at a rally against the Adani coal mine that is being proposed, and the government looks like it really wants it to go ahead. The largest mega mine in the southern hemisphere, which is going to open up the land, the indigenous owned land, to 8 other gigantic mines as well. Um, it's just a really silly time to be investing so much in coal. Anyways, I found myself at this protest because, of course, it's ridiculous that this is being considered and that they're going ahead with the build. And I found myself at the protest, and I was like, you know what? I drove here in a car that burns fuel, and I live in a house that, not this house, but used to live in a house that is connected to the grid. So what is actually the plan for quitting fossil fuels? How are we going to transition away from these materials that we're so heavily dependent on? And I realized I didn't know. Of course, I'm for declaring a climate emergency, and I don't want the climate to continue warming. I mean, I don't want the Great Barrier Reef to be bleached and dead. I mean, I don't want any of this. But how do we stop it? I realized I couldn't speak about it. Um, so instead of going and doing a bunch of research on my own and making phone calls and talking to incredible humans, I did all of that, but I've been recording the conversation so that you can listen along and learn as well. Because I figured if I don't know all of these things, I bet a lot of people don't either. And one of the best ways that we can combat climate change or climate emergency, this crisis that we're all facing together, is to be really educated on the solutions and to be really educated on how we're going to get ourselves out of this, and also, so that we can perhaps potentially even invest in these solutions or at least amplify them through intelligent conversation about the issues. And so that's the point of the Mercast. um, I'm learning about the many ways that we can draw carbon back into the atmosphere. I mean, first of all, stop putting carbon into the atmosphere in the first place by through renewable energy, and the pathways to renewable energy, and just reducing our emissions across the board through less flying, less driving, or at least less driving of cars that rely on fossil fuels. So um, learning a lot in that sense, but then also how incredible it is that we can draw all this carbon in the atmosphere down from the atmosphere back to Earth, store it in the soil, store it in the oceans, store it in the trees and the forests. I mean, it's just incredible. It's so exciting and encouraging and empowering and inspiring. So I hope that you join me at the Mercast. Subscribe. It's in the early days. I've just launched it. There's only a few episodes up, and I'm still figuring out the sound and my interview style, but I'm getting better. I think I'm doing really well now. So the new episodes coming up are super informative. I'm in kind of a regenerative agriculture phase, so learning a lot about that at the moment and translating that through the interviews to the podcast. So I hope you enjoy. Again, it's the Mercast, available at Spotify and iTunes, where you get all your podcasts. So, all right, enjoy, and I hope you have a beautiful day.